Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is One of One, but you can call me Seven. And we return once again to Witch on the Holy Nights. Now we are getting really deep into the thick of the explanation of magic, how magecraft works in this world, the premise of how it actually came to be. I mean, not quite, it's just how it came to be for our characters. So like, for example, Aoko, it was passed down to her, and it wasn't even supposed to be her, it was supposed to be her elder sister, but she ran away, went on a journey, I don't know. And now we are tasked with the problem of trying to figure out how to deal with the witness of the things that Alice and Aoko were doing last night. We know that witness was Shizuki. So now she's trying to figure out what to do with that. And so the plot is starting to pick up, and we're getting lots of information and lots of explanation for what to expect with the actual magecraft in the future. So let's get started. Okay, so she's talking about spells. She's trying to figure out a spell, a way to deal with Shizuki, though she doesn't know it's Shizuki yet, obviously. Anything composed entirely of magical energy is little more than an illusion and will quickly dissipate. Even a typical field like a wall of thorns generally starts with the user planting the thorns first, before using magical energy to grow and strengthen them in an instant. In the end, magical energy is just an easy-to-use fuel source, while acting as a firework that ignites a phenomenon. Or so they say. Sorry, her face really got me good. That's really funny. Imaginary factors are all well and good, but all I can do is connect a basic circuit and process energy into a projectile. Laughing to herself, she looked for a bounded field or something similar more suited to her current ability. The identity of the witness was still unknown, but if they were a classmate of Aoko, she had any number of pretexts by which to lure them out. The problem was after that. Then it becomes a question of precision. If I don't take care of him in one blow, he might slip away. To be honest, she wasn't confident she could handle this smoothly without Alice's support. But Aoko saw no reason to ask for help given that the target in question was a regular bystander, which we know is not true. Fledgling as she was, she still had her pride as a mage. She continued to turn through the pages rhythmically. In the midst of the fluttering sound of thumbing through the volume, Aoko suddenly stopped her finger at a certain page. Found it. She smiled to herself. It was a simple formula that she had tucked away somewhere in the recesses of her memory. A spell of simple destruction. A cage. That's all I need to make. It's the oldest trick in the book that any hunter worth their salt would use. Okay. She placed a bookmark in the book, closed it, and got up to return to her room. Suddenly, she felt someone watching her. Through the window, she saw her in the night. A girl staring back with a cold-hearted expression. The girl's face was hers, the expression undoubtedly her own. She began planning how to erase the witness, though to say it was something as elaborate as a plan was overkill. This was just a job. She was going to make a cage and then lure her prey into it. There was no getting around it. Premeditated violence. I wonder if Alice is done with her bath, she mumbled out loud, as if the bath would return some warmth to her chilled heart. Jesus. Oh my god. About 20 minutes had passed and she gave Alice the privilege of using the hot water first. Finishing well under 10 minutes, that's how long Alice usually takes, was the type that could not understand the spirit of the bath, treating it as nothing more than a necessity for looking after one's body. For Alice, the concept of staying at a hot spring inn sounded more like a chore than anything, though in this regard, Aoko had to agree. The drawing room light is on. It was her style to return directly to her bedroom. We got a homie in here? Oh! She is. With no book in hand, it appeared that Alice had been waiting for Aoko. She really has no faith in me, does she? Was it that Alice was worried about her or had no faith in her? Her expression was so calm, Aoko could hardly figure what she was thinking. I have a plan. Want to hear it? I can tell what it is by the look on your face. It's good that you're no longer wavering, but you must do something about that tell of yours, Aoko. It was unusual for Alice to make such a display of her disappointment. I don't like sneaky attacks, so I'm going to do it fairly, and only after I've told him why straight to it. Oh my god. That way there will be absolutely no trouble later. Any complaints? Why would I have any? This is really only a matter of personal preference after all. However, you're worried that I'll mess it up, right? My accuracy hasn't exactly been stellar lately, so I was thinking about how to cover my bases with the location. I can't throw up a field like you. So I was thinking of doing it somewhere where he physically can't escape. Any ideas? Do it in the school. Do it in the school. Yeah, that's a good idea. You should do it in the school. I think... Oh, what about mirrors? You could easily seal him in the House of Mirrors for all eternity. That's your idea? She frowned at Alice's bad taste. It was the kind of idea her roommate found to be inspired, but Aoko knew it was out of the question. Aoko was looking for a natural bounded field she could prepare. Not a realm bordering on true magic, that's a term we haven't seen before, that she couldn't create to begin with. Then you'll choose otherwise, I suppose, but please, whatever you do not bring him here. You don't need to tell me that. Oh, there she is again. There she is, there's her face. But actually, yeah, a House of Mirrors might actually work. Aoko smirked and shifted her balance away from the wall she was resting on. Thanks, buddy. I just figured it out. I guess it's always best to talk to someone when you're in a bind. Now in a good mood, Aoko retreated from the drawing room. Alice tried and failed to visualize what kind of blueprint Aoko had drawn up in her mind, but whatever it was, it appeared to be the thorough kind Aoko was good at. She headed for the bathroom, humming to herself as she went. A year and a half of sharing a living space had taught Alice something. When Aoko Aozaki was in this good of a mood, only deep trouble could follow. Oh? Who are you talking to, Alice? Hmm? You want to know if I'm okay with letting Aoko handle this on her own? Oh, Robin. Is that the Robin that you mentioned earlier? Chirping at Alice, the robin-like bird pranced across the furniture as if it were its property. Yes, I suppose. She said that she wanted to do it alone, and I do want her to know she has my every faith. Still, the girl in black raised her arm. The bird, chirping once again, alighted on her outstretched, affectionate finger. Suffice to say, trust and faith are two very different things. The bird puffed out its stout chest in agreement. And Aoko was none the wiser to her roommate's rather unsettling comments. Is that the end of the chapter? Or not quite? No, we're still bawling out. Okay. So now is she on her way to school? What have we got? The following day was a typically overcast one. The day's classes ended as they had started, uneventfully. Winter break. Sorry, I was just listening to the music to see if it was any different. It's just around the corner, and with it, final exams. Although Misaki High prided itself on discipline, it was still a private school, which promoted a culture of independence among its students. Industrious students had a place to explore that side of themselves under the guardianship of the student council president. More easygoing students could spend their time after school as they wished, as long as they were mindful of personal responsibility. The fact that the poster boy of independence was the student council vice president indicated just how vast the spectrum was. Oh, he's back. Our boy. Hey, Tobimaru Tsukiji threw open the door to the satellite student council room, the rumored location for their secret meetings. Despite all appearances, he was the student council vice president, who also happened to be the poor soul responsible for executing the student council's dirty work. One person was waiting for him in a cramped room. The student council president, Aoko Aozaki, sat imperiously in a folding chair, glaring at Tobimaru in his boisterous entrance. Yeah, I need to buy a heater. This is oppressive. Otsukare-sama. Let's get down to business. Why'd you ask him here? Pretty cold to talk sharp right away all the time, you know. Closed the door and sat across from him. Oh, blue envelope? Is that what he said? Or gave? Sat down. He was holding a blue envelope. Okay, got it. Loose lips sink ships. Might remember that once you get out into the real world. Oh, wait a sec. Nice try. Was halfway to agreeing with Aoko before he caught himself and began to shake his head. As much as Tobimaru enjoyed the lack of red tape in his new line of work, he was not ready to turn full spy on his first day on the job. Are you done with your investigation? Last interview. And here's a file. Oh my god, it's a whole ass file. 3-1? Is it March? Wait. Or no, is it January? I think it's January. Shoot, I don't know if they did put the day first, I can't remember. She entered her own little world, not sparing the slightest bit of attention. If ignoring other people were a skill, she'd be a master. Just wanted to ask one thing. The room was filled... Is music going away? Uh-oh. The room was filled with a chilling silence, and Aoko continued reading without an ounce of emotion upon her face. Though Tobimaru kept up an air of indifference, his stare remained fixed intently on her. Do you get a kick out of doing this kind of thing, Aozaki? Of course not. What's so fun about gathering intel I hardly even get to use? Right. Just wanted to check. Whether or not he was convinced, Tobimaru stood up from his chair with a disappointed expression. You'll figure this out just by reading it all, but I wasn't able to dig up anything conclusive. By all indications that there weren't any students in the area the day before yesterday. Not like I can say that for sure, though. No longer concerned over his task, Tobimaru headed toward the door, as if to say it was out of his hands. Oh, and one more thing. There's one student that wasn't included in your dragnet. You forgot to include any out-of-term transfers. Aoko raised her head ever so slightly. He was right. The recent transfer student was not included within the scope of investigation, so I haven't looked at Sonoji. Though, considering it's him, it's safe to assume that he was working late, or... Wait, it wouldn't be... It would be... Tobimaru! Hey man, I think you just outed your boy. I think you know, if this story were a little different, you might have just gotten, your boy killed. Or wait, it wouldn't be if he hadn't have mentioned something about seeing a murder or whatever. I told him that it was probably just a bad dream. Tobimaru cheerfully left the student council room. What? Simultaneously, Aoko felt her fingers go numb, and the document she was holding spilled all over the table. It can't be. That's not possible. She broke out into a cold sweat and tried to tell herself that there must be some kind of mistake. However, the uncomfortable feeling in her gut would simply not go away. Perhaps because her intuition was almost always right at times like these. You gotta be kidding me. And yet she knew what she had to do. She would not have hesitated to kill Tobimaru if he had been the witness. Oh my god. Such strong character stuff for her. This is so wild. She's so cold. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe it's because this is a secret life for her anyway, so it's not like any of this really means anything to her. I don't know. She's still a person. But what if it was who she was thinking of? Just considering the possibility caused her blood to run cold. Aoko put her forehead in her hands and began to brood. And then suddenly... Let us talk choice. You will always be faced with choices. A virtuous fool and a wicked sage. You cannot save both. You must pick one. That is the freedom granted to you. Damn, those are some crazy-ass wise words. 2 years earlier, Aoko muttered the words offered by her grandfather the day she replaced her elder sister as his successor and let out a sigh of lament. This has to be a... Bakamitai? Did you say bakamitai? This has to be a joke. She laughed at her own intuition, but it was no joke. If only those words had never been said. Oh, damn. Aoko locked up and left. Calmly, as though nothing untoward had happened, she greeted the students as they passed her in the halls. She was almost shocked by how natural she seemed. There were still plenty of students at the school. The grounds were noisy, with the chattering of students who had finished the day but had yet to head home. Yeah, no, it looks like it's gonna rain. Aoko hastened to the school gate. Seemed to be talking about their after-school plans, adamant about maxing their free time. She could not figure how they could possibly be so irresponsibly focused on fun, but at the same time, she was in no mood to make fun or feel envious of them. 2 short years prior, she had been just like them. I wonder if I'm becoming desensitized to it all. She retied her scarf, this time more tightly, to give off an air of solitude, but she was fooling no one. After all, what people who feign solitude are really masking is rejection. 2 sides of the same coin. The area by the school gate was busier than usual. A group of boys appeared to be huddled behind it. Their transparent attempt to be discreet in terms of both location and loudness of voices did nothing to hide the fact that they were noisily arguing about a girl standing alone on the other side of the street. Good job. Oh my god. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. She wore the uniform of a prestigious girls' school. Yup, okay, yeah, it could be mistaken for normal attire. What do you mean? What about this screams normal attire to you guys, Said school had no connection to Misaki High in any way, shape, or form. The 2 schools were miles apart, both physically and spiritually. A member of that school's student body was a rare sighting, as the majority were forced to live in the school dorm. Ryan Girls Academy had a reputation as a school for princesses, and it was rare indeed for one to be slumming with the common folk. That alone would have been enough to cause the ruckus among the boys, but this girl looked the epitome of class. One could not help but describe the standing figure as charming. The way she silently, motionlessly waited was reminiscent of a meticulously composed portrait. Aoko took one look at her before instantly recalling that one word, solitude. Okay, you lame brains. Don't you have anywhere better to be? Disgusted, Aoko barged through the gate. At this point, she would normally head home, but today, she crossed the street toward the waiting girl. Is that the student council president? She's trying to chase her away. Let the girl be! She has the right to stand there if she wants to. She's gonna go nuclear. The president versus the angel. What gives, man? Who cares if she's from another school? She's not even on school property. Right? Right, guys? Don't mess with Madame Aoko. You're just asking to be smacked. Oh, the boys ran their mouths behind her back. Not in the mood to shut them up, Aoko walked right up to the girl and offered an informal wave. What's wrong, Alice? Something the matter? Nothing for you here. There you go. There's the reaction we were looking for. Aoko read the boys by the gate lose their collective minds and did her best to ignore them. I wanted to be sure, but Aoko? Those people are a nuisance. Kill them. You think? I'll chase them off. In contrast to Alice's small voice, Aoko spoke loud and clear. Naturally, this was on purpose, so as to deal with the riffraff by the gate all at once. Alright, we gotta go! Maybe we can get the press to introduce us. Rookie mistake. You still haven't experienced the realities of the battlefield. On second thought, don't let dreams be dreams. It's your funeral! Perhaps too many of them had gathered in one place. The mob entered a frenzied panic as they tried to escape. Aoko addressed them all. Sate! Well, what do we have here? If it isn't the Go Home Early Club! Would you mind telling me what you're all doing gathered in a place like this with no club activities to attend? There you go. Get out of here. In any case, exams are coming up. It sure would be horrible if, instead of going home to study, you were loitering around just to ogle another school student. Now, wouldn't it? It's not like a single one of you had the guts to even go up to her and say something. Not one of them was brave enough to admit that this hit the nail on the head. If any of them had such courage, they would have already been chatting the young lady up. I think I'm a loser. I also think no, actually, this guy's got a little bit of guts. If I'd known it was going to end like this, I would have at least gone down trying. What if we go borrow binoculars from these Oh. Jesus, guys. The wild bird. That's a society? The Wild Bird Society? Oh, the president destroyed those last one. If you have enough time for bird watching, you have enough time to find a girlfriend chicken. Destroyed. Alright. Bye. With their tails between their legs. You seem to be enjoying yourself, Aoko. How could you tell? Aoko's response slipped out all too easily. In truth, there were not that many bad apples at Misaki High, and dealing with them wasn't really that bad. So, what brings you down here? Did you find something out? Put a name, so she found traces. How long have you been waiting since school was dismissed, so she'd been there for an hour? Oh, she's super sensitive to the cold. I'm sorry if you would have told me. I'm just doing it because I wanted to. She had likely been observing the gate in this manner for the past hour. Well, I'm here now anyway, so we can go. If Alice was still here, it meant she had not found the witness yet. If she had found this student, Alice would have already gone home ahead of Aoko and begun to research the student's background. Nothing came up on my end. She's lying. She's lying. She's hiding him. Why? I need to know why. Leaving the two to silently endure the freezing wind. The silent stakeout dragged on endlessly, each shocked at the sight of the unusual combo and headed home. After 20 minutes, Aoko let a sigh escape her mouth, perhaps from boredom, perhaps from the cold, or perhaps from both. You want to drop by Dawn? Ooh, what's this place? Dawn was the name of one of Aoko's favorite coffee shops. Offering no clear indication as to whether she was critical of Aoko's blasé attitude or agreeing to her whims, Alice's gaze shifted ever so slightly. Hey! Are you meeting someone here too? The sudden voice took her off guard. There was only one person who spoke with this gentle, good-natured tone. Of course it'd be him. Turning her back to Alice, Aoko moved her focus to the newly appeared student. Can I help you with something? All politeness flew out the window. Already in a bad mood, Aoko's mood plummeted the longer she looked at Sojiro. The subtlety of her expression, however, was lost on him. No thanks. I was just on my way to the station to meet the swimming club captain, and I wanted to say thanks. Well, that was completely unexpected. Thanks, joining a club. Aoko had a hunch that he was about to say something brainless. And by thanks you mean payback, right? Fortunately, Sojiro was completely unaware of the more sinister implications to the word payback. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but it's no big deal. It's just that the swimming club captain said that the club doesn't get that busy until summer. Sojiro was just about to thank her for recommending a club that would not take up much of his time when Aoko cut him off with an expression of disinterest. I couldn't very well introduce you to a club that I knew you would never turn up to. All I did was mention some that even someone as busy as you could join. Naruhodo. Very efficient. His open admiration for her sapped Aoko's will to fight. Finding a suitable club and negotiating with its captain hadn't been an efficient use of her time after all. Or at all, rather. Just wanted to say thanks. Dipped his head, but not before the flustered Aoko. What'd she say? Stopped him. Yeah, okay. You're just gonna give me a headache if you bow. Seemed like a good fit? An awkwardness infiltrated her previously sharp gaze. Sojiro was able to pick up on the odd change in her behavior, but could not divine its reason. So he simply started with what he knew so far and reported the most recent information he had. God damn it, Shizuki. What do you mean you got kicked out of the club? What? How can you have possibly done that? What? Why? Aoko instinctively shouted at the unexpected response like a human jack-in-the-box. This unexpected development threw her mind in a tizzy, and she momentarily forgot the complicated feeling she had been wrestling with. You just said you were on your way to meet the captain! Yeah, the captain's taking me to a heated pool in Yashirogi. Sojiro stated this very matter-of-factly to the still reeling Aoko. Why would they kick you out? Oh, that's easy! Because I can't swim! Jesus Christ. Aoko reached up with her fingers and pinched the bridge of her nose as she processed this answer. Shizuki, do you remember my question from yesterday? The one where I asked whether you preferred running or swimming? I'm confident that I remember your answer, but please repeat it to me. You said you preferred swimming, right? Yeah, since I was little, I've always wanted to learn. I'm already really good at... Oh my god. Apparently, they would have taken me in and trained me from square one if I were in my first year. They can't recruit a second year who sinks like a rock, especially with only 3 months left in the school year. The captain was really nice about it and even offered to teach me how to swim. Oh, he was spoken from a place of joy. Oh my god. So in other words, I tried to palm off defective goods. I'll never be able to show my face to the swimming club captain again. Wait, but isn't that the captain Shizuki, the swimming club captain is... She stopped herself short of a girl. She was afraid of how that might look, that she might not be able to rein herself in if she started. You know what? It doesn't matter. I understand now, so you can just go. Far from here, okay? I just can't deal with you right now. Oh my god, these implications are so funny. This is really funny, holy crap. Tomomaru said the same thing, come to think of it. He said that you were unusually tired yesterday and today. Did something happen? It seems to have resolved itself. How do I look to you, Shizuki? Do I really look that exhausted? Say she looks pretty. Say she looks pretty. Say she looks pretty. Why had she asked him this? Blurting out things for no reason and on impulse? This was not usual for Aoko. Perhaps it was because she realized that this would be their last chance to have a normal conversation. After a few moments of contemplation, Sojiro conjured up a grin that cut straight through the tension. Well, I would say you look more lively than you do tired. Like a wolf that's been forced to plow fields for a long time, but is excited to finally go on a hunt again. He seemed so cheerful. Like he was so happy for her. Without thinking, Aoko's hands went to her cheeks. If what he said were true, then she was grinning from ear to ear. There was just no way she would have made such a mistake. Anyway, thanks again. See you tomorrow. Perhaps still not comfortable enough to wave to her, he said his goodbye with sincerity in his voice and smile, and took his leave. Wait, I have a question for you, then you can go. Her voice was cold as she admonished herself for having been somewhat affable earlier. Yeah? This is just a hypothetical question. Oh, okay, what the hell is this? Let's say you're on the brink of starvation and right in front of you are two animals also starving. Someone gives you a gun and tells you to shoot one of them. The one on the right is a lion, the one on the left is a kitten. What do you do? It was a fable-like moral dilemma, especially the way in which it was cruel and rather preachy. The kind that if you thought too hard about, you would never find an answer. Sojiro answered quickly and calmly. I don't think I'd shoot at all. You asked me what I'd do, right? And come on, all three of us are starving? He was not in the least fazed by the dilemma. He gave the most innocent response. So innocent, in fact, that it would give anyone pause. You're going to live a long life, Shizuki. Whoa, you think so? I think that's the first time anyone has ever said that to me. Adorning his face with was a smile wholly out of sync with his comment. What the heck is that supposed to mean? She regretted stopping him. If only she had just watched him go, this conversation would have never happened. Sojiro Shizuki made his way down the sloped street. Today, just like every day, he probably had to work late again. Only Aoko and Alice remained, with Alice doing what she could to simply blend in. That harmless hick really throws me for a loop. Aoko clenched her right fist tightly as she cursed out loud. Anything to prevent herself from screaming at the top of her lungs. Whether that scream would be directed towards Sojiro or toward herself was another matter entirely. Aoko knew what she was going to say, as she had known for the entire time. Ever since Alice, having shown no reaction to any of the other students, changed her expression upon seeing Sojiro. You don't need to say it. Tim, right? The witness. Her voice was cold as ice. It was the voice of someone talking about a complete stranger. The lion and the kitten. There were pros and cons to choosing either of these animals, the point being that she had asked him to choose one of them. In terms of risk, the lion was the more dangerous choice. The instant the gun was pointed at it, there was the chance it would fight back. Those who chose the lion required more courage, but any sense of guilt that came with holding a gun would be forgotten. Lions were fierce creatures. A poor excuse to shoot an animal, perhaps, but one that certainly helped alleviate the guilt. What about the kitten? The weaker creature. It goes without saying that the kitten would be the easier target of the two, but choosing it would be a disquieting decision for anyone. Even if the kitten had no chance to survive, it was still too senseless to carry out. And to Aoko, Sojiro was that choice. The kitten. I knew it was him too. When she had felt that sinking feeling in the student council room, she ignored it. There was no getting around what must be done, she told herself, until, that is, Sojiro went and said what he did, causing her resolve to waver. But the discomfort in her chest did not stem from any guilt she may have felt. She could care less for Sojiro. He was weak and would be incredibly easy to deal with. Yet for some reason, she could not dispel her reservations. A transfer student who moved to the city from the middle of nowhere with no family to speak of. Few would notice if he were to suddenly disappear compared to a person of some renown. If she were to kill him, it would be as simple as wringing a cat's neck. And it all served to just piss her off. It was too lucky. Like everything was neatly handed to her. She wanted to just drop kick it right into orbit. I can't believe it. I hate it. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Why am I like this? Standing behind her, Alice heard all of the muttering. She seemed to ignore it and said, he had something wrapped around his neck, a wholly unrelated topic. Naoko returned to her senses. His neck? I wonder if it had something to do with being rejected by the swimming club. Alice had put much thought into this, as if it had a deeper meaning to herself. Oh, nice little wordplay there. Wringing a cat's neck, his neck, he's a cat, blah, blah, blah. Very nice stuff. I like it. Now that you mention it, I saw him wearing the same thing the first time we met. I must have missed it because he always has his collar done up. Though it solved none of her current problems, it did help calm her frazzled nerves. I'm good. I'm ready to go. Let's strike while the iron's hot and end this before he spreads any rumors. Pumped once more, Aoko turned her back to the school gate. For now, they would retire to the mansion and prepare for battle. And we're back. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. This is so interesting. When and where do you plan to kill him? Aoko had to rein in that side of Alice out in the open as they were, but this was far from a normal situation. Tonight, as for the place, we shall meet him in the land of dreams. She gave a fearless laugh, a strangely pleasant sound like the kind one would make when meeting their lover. Well... There's chapter 4. There's chapter 4 done. Jesus Christ. Night of the Witches 1, huh? All right. Damn, I am concerned. Concerned is the word that I am looking for there. Lots of variables that we don't know and that we cannot consider yet. I don't know. I mean, he's gonna be fine somehow, some way. We're gonna find out something I think probably really important or really cool or both. So we'll have to see. But that's all the time that I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely did, and I will see you guys in the next video. So for now, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.